So I played Game of Thrones King's Road, and it was interesting. So sorry about that noise. It's a fucking chair. Um, yeah, let me talk about the game because I played the demo. The demo is completely free on Steam, and I don't believe it's on iOS and Android right now. But the demo is free on Steam. Mind you, the game's not on PlayStation or Xbox, which does suck. But it's a mobile game. Let me explain. So let me start off with the things I really loved. The story's great. The side quests are really good, and the world's decent. It's very surprisingly graphically, it's very good for a game that's was made to be a mobile game. It's very good, but its downside is it's a mobile game. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you've ever played those types of online mobile games, like Diablo Immortal's a great example of this, where it's just heavily microtransactioned. You know what I mean? And even though you can't acquire there's no microtransactions. There's no microtransactions in the game right now because it's the demo. As soon as the full game launches, you know it's going to have microtransactions to the wazoo. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's really hard to explain, but yeah, there's a lot of mechanics, a lot of things. So if I was to go really in depth with it, yeah, but it is a mobile game through and through. There's coins, there's bronze coins, there's gold coins, there's coins, there's like fucking titanium, I think it's called, and you know that's what you use to acquire skins and stuff. And yeah, it's mobile through and through. As much as I think for me, the only downside to the game is the mobile aspect. Because again, I'll say this again, the actual like combat is fantastic. Like the characters are great, the story is great. At its core, this is a great RPG. You know, I mean, obviously it's not as detailed as other RPGs because again, it's a mobile game. It's not really made to be that in depth, but on its own, it's a great RPG, and it's got great mechanics. It's got a great skill tree. You know, I mean, it's very complicated skill tree. There's a lot of stuff with it, but it's a great skill tree. You know, I mean, like you can upgrade your main attacks. You can upgrade your like parry. You can upgrade your heavy attack, light attack, sneak attack. All this stuff is upgradable. Obviously, if you pay money, they'll be like, from what I'm looking at, there's like there's these like care packages which are free right now, and you can just like gain coins to buy them. But obviously, seeing as you can buy these gold coins later in the game, you will probably be able to buy these gold coins when the game fully launches. You'll just be able to buy like 10 like supply packages and just level up constantly on these abilities. But yeah, to be fair, right now what it looks like these care packages are like limited to one character or one account per person, one character per person, which is quite good because it would be quite broken. But if you buy these care packages, you get like 5 points, and you can pretty much get the points or the gold coins fairly easily. But again, this is the demo, meaning that could change. Like it's very easy to get stuff like right now, all the mounts and stuff are 95% off. It's very easy to get stuff like gold coins, and it's very easy to get stuff like bronze coins and just coins in general. It's very easy to get the titanium and stuff. It's very easy to get all that stuff right now, but you got to remember, this is the demo version of the game. When the full version of the game launches, I'm putting a lot of money on that it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to get a lot of this stuff because it's going to cost real life money. And if you want to get this stuff easier, you're going to have to pay real life money. As what I mentioned before, it's a mobile game. At its core, it's got some great RPG mechanics. It plays really well. Shockingly, the performance of the game is amazing. Like it runs really well. I've got a fairly powerful card, so yeah. But the game I've got pretty high graphically, and performance-wise, it's been doing really good. They've done a very good job performance-wise. I did see that the game was capped at 8 hours, but I think they've gotten rid of that, or the demo's capped at 8 hours. I did see that they may have gotten rid of that because, again, apparently the game was in demo back in 2023 for the Steam Festival. And the game was capped at 8 hours, which seemed kind of fucking shitty. But it seems like they've gotten rid of that so far. So I'm getting destroyed by mosquitoes right now. I really want to finish up this video and go lay in bed and go to sleep because it's 5 a.m. I'm going off track. But yeah, the game plays great RPG mechanics, great story, great world. It's Game of Thrones. If you're looking for a filler spot to fill that really big gap of Game of Thrones, I'd highly recommend just downloading it and playing it. It will cost $50 or 40. It'll probably cost $40 to $50 at launch on PC. On iOS and Android, it's probably gonna be free, but on PC, it's gonna cost money, which fucking sucks. Seeing as this game is gonna cost money baseline, and then when you get into the game, it's gonna be highly pay to win, is huge L. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna cost money to buy, and then it's probably gonna cost money to even progress at a normal rate. And also the confidence. The game's very easy to progress through now, and it's a lot of fun, and you level very easily and all that stuff. But I have a suspicion getting a lot of these mounts and getting a lot of the stuff that you can get fairly easily now isn't going to be as easy when the game actually launches. Because again, they'll want to funnel you through buying stuff. I highly recommend not buying stuff, but they're gonna make it harder to do stuff. You're gonna buy the game, get into the game. It's gonna be hard to level. It's gonna be hard to do all this stuff. Maybe besides base stuff like leveling up your character and leveling up your abilities, and they're going to try to funnel you through to buying stuff. They always do that. It's a mobile game, and I want to make that very clear. Before you acquire this game, before you play this game, play the demo. It'll be easy, and it'll be easy to pick up, and it'll be easy to get all this stuff. It'll be easy to level, but I guarantee you when the game fully launches, it will not be like this. This game is a mobile game. It will be very hard to level. It'll be very hard to surpass people who pay money. This is a mobile game. I want to make that very clear. It's going to be a $50 to $60, maybe $70 mobile game that's going to be heavily microtransactioned. Meaning, if you're planning on playing this game on PC, you're going to be paying $60 plus probably paying for microtransactions, because again, this game's probably going to be very hard to progress through. It's going to be no different to Diablo Immortal, where it's just going to be a fucking pain in the ass to fucking progress through. Like, Diablo Immortal, I want to make this very clear. I played a lot of Diablo Immortal. I think I clocked like 60, 70 hours, you know? And that game, I was getting really far into it, and then I just hit a point where it was impossible to surpass without paying money, because you had to do these like dungeons and these things, and to do these things, you needed like rune stones and stuff. Oh, it was like a heart thing. And those heart things, you could just earn them, yes. But you could also pay money to get the best ones. It was a huge scandal back when the game launched, and at that point, I pretty much quit. But that's fine, because that was a free-to-play game. This game's going to cost money at launch, which is a huge no-no. You know, that's a huge no-no. This game costing money at launch, on PC specifically, yeah, no. I don't know if they've changed it. It could be free to play now. They could change it to a free to play model, which would be a very good idea on PC. But from what I'm seeing from articles from back in 2023, it seems like they're pretty selling this game costing money at launch on PC. On iOS and Android being a different story, probably being free to play over there. But here, probably costing $50 to $40 Australian. It won't cost like $110 Australian. If it did, I would be shocked. But yeah, it's probably going to cost like $40, $50 Australian. I'm stop yapping about the price, but if you're looking for a basic RPG to just fill the void, I would not recommend this game. I'd probably recommend like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or Avowed or anything else. But if you're looking for something to fill that Game of Thrones void, I'm sorry to say, this is all you got. You know what I mean? And really, let's be real here, that's not too bad. Because again, the game's story is great, the game's combat is great, the game's skill tree is great, the game's world is fantastic. It's Game of Thrones. It's going to be a massive game too. It is big. Like, there's a lot of shit around here. It's a massive fucking game. I can't make that any more clearer. This is going to be a ginormous game. It's going to be ginormous. I've got a couple things, like the character creation is very limited. Like, you know, like you can set between 3 characters, gender, and then you can obviously model the face how you want, and like very basic stuff, but you can't really model the body. You can't model how tall you are, how short you are. It's basic stuff like that I feel like should be in the game and should be in the RPG, just aren't, which fucking sucks. Maybe this will change at launch, because again, this is the demo, but I do hope that there's more customization in how you can build your character. Obviously, you can change the face quite a bit, but I was hoping for more customization. I was hoping for more like starting zones, like ways to start. Like there's mercenary, there's assassin, and then there's knight. But the problem is you all start with the exact same story and the exact same. You go through the exact same line. You know what I mean? You're born, you da-da-da, you go to the fucking the wall to see your uncle, and then you go to, like, all this is the same. They all treat you the same, everything like that. That's lazy. I don't like that. I feel like there should be more starting points, more places where you can start. But yet again, I want to make this very clear. I'm expecting too much from mobile game. And this is what I'm trying to warn you to do. Don't walk into this expecting an Obsidian don't walk into this expecting a Bethesda or Obsidian RPG. Please don't. Please don't walk into this expecting a Bethesda RPG, or you'll be just as disappointed as me. You should be walking into this expecting a decent RPG with decent mechanics and a decent world, but ultimately it's still a mobile game with stupid amounts of microtransactions, and it'll be probably hard to level up and play later down the line. So the game's great, it plays great, it's pretty fun, but ultimately I don't know what it's going to be like at launch. It could be very different at launch. It could really try to funnel you through to the microtransactions. So I would probably highly recommend not pre-ordering this game, not unless the devs promise that the game's going to be very similar to the demo when it comes to progression. Hey, it's editing me. There was 3 things I really needed to add that I forgot to. I had an extra 5 minutes of footage, which was just nonsense. And I just thought I'd make a little quick summary of 3 things I really want to add before ending the video. So thing number 1 is me actually justifying the price of the game. So the game, let me explain. Base progression. Base progression is leveling up your character and leveling up your side abilities and abilities. Because usually what these types of mobile free-to-play games do is they make it really hard to progress your character's level and your side abilities. They make it practically impossible, but they make it really easy if you spend money. That's the majority of these types of mobile games. Diablo Immortal did the exact same thing past like level 25 or 30 or maybe it was 40, I forgot. But past that point, it was practically impossible progressing your character's main level without spending money. If this game decides to go, hey, look, we're gonna cost money at launch on PC, but progressing through the game, like just the basic progression through the game, like leveling your character and leveling your abilities, is easy, or not easy, but doesn't rely too much on monetary value or spending money. I can see it being worth the money at launch. I think that's probably the simplest way I can maybe describe it. Is if they go, hey, look, you know, it's going to cost money at launch, but progressing through the game or your base progression is going to be easier. Not objectively easy, but it's not going to be reliant on you spending money. You don't have to spend money, because there was never going to be a circumstance where it was going to be mandatory to spend money. You know, every game, even Diablo Immortal, technically you can make it through to like level fucking 60 without spending any money, but they make it near impossible, to the point where it's like finding a fucking unicorn. You know what I mean? It's so incredibly hard to actually get and finish the game and to get to that end bit without spending money. It's practically not worth it. It's almost physically impossible. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of them do to make you spend money. They get you really into the game, and then when it hits a certain point into the game, they go, oh, and they make it really hard to level and really hard to do anything. So either you have to give up, spend thousands of hours trying to just get past that one point, or do the third thing, which is what they want you to do, which is spend money. And that's where a lot of people falter, where they end up spending money. If the devs don't do that with this game, I can see it being worth $70 and they make the progression good. But if they do that, plus on top of that make you pay money, that's completely unjust and scummy. So that's the easiest way I can describe that. 2 more things before I go, because I want to make this under 5 minutes, this little part of it, is the movement of your character and your horse. Movement's really bad. Movement with your character's really, it's somehow too light and too stiff at the same time. Really weird circumstance. And your horse movement is janky and fucking annoying. I hate it. They need to fix that. Maybe it was my ping, but I very rarely doubt it. It pisses me off. Yeah, those are the 3 things I really want to add. And then the quick summary of what I said just earlier. When it comes to recommendation of this game, the game plays great. It's got a really good story. It's fun. It's great. You know what I mean? But if you're a person looking for an RPG, your next RPG hit, I cannot recommend this game, because really, like, it's a mobile game. If you're an RPG fan and you plan on playing this game, don't walk into it expecting an Obsidian or Bethesda RPG. Walk into it expecting a Diablo Immortal, where it's going to be very heavily pay to win, but you hopefully can still progress easily through the game. Yeah. So if you are an RPG fan and you plan on playing this game, don't expect Skyrim. You know what I mean? But if you're a Game of Thrones fan, it's a different story. I think if you're a Game of Thrones fan, yeah, this will satisfy your itch. You know, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, this will definitely satisfy your itch. 100%. You know what I mean? This will satisfy your itch. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, I cannot recommend this more. It expands on the universe. It's just great in every way. You know what I mean? One more thing I forgot to add, fucking base building. Fucking base building. I forgot base building. I need to add base building. This is probably going to go a little bit longer than what I wanted it to, but base building I haven't gotten into, but looks annoying. But that's a whole but I'm probably going to keep base building for the full launch of the game. I'm not going to go into base building too much right here with the demo. I think I'll go into base building when the game fully launches, but it is fairly interesting, you know. But there is one thing I do actually want to add that I also forgot to add before. Fucking hell, I really should be taking notes because I'm forgetting shit left, right, and center. Progression of the game, I don't know if you get to keep your character or not. So, for an example, when you make your character in the demo and you progress that character, my chair makes way too much noise. And then you progress through the game. My fucking chair is pissing me off. And you progress through the game. I don't know if you get to keep your character and move your character from the demo over to the full game. I have no clue if that's the thing. So I don't know if you can grab your demo character, who's probably going to be maxed out demo-wise, and be able to move them over to the full game. I hope you can, but I don't believe you can. I don't believe that's going to happen. But I hope the devs do make it so you can move your... I hope they make it so you can move your demo character to the full game and you get to keep all your progression, because that would be fun. It'd be great to just be able to pick up right where I left off. But if they decide not to do that, I don't really care too much. I will still buy the game and still start from the beginning. But I want to know how y'all feel about this game. It looks pretty damn decent. I'm excited for the full launch. It's a lot of fun. But once again, if you're an RPG fan looking for your next RPG hit, don't recommend this too much. It's fun. As long as you walk into this not expecting an Obsidian RPG, you should be fine. But if you're a Game of Thrones fan, I couldn't recommend this more. It's so good. It's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones. It expands on the universe. It's pretty lore accurate from what I've noticed. It's Game of Thrones, so if you're a Game of Thrones fan, I couldn't recommend it more. If you're an RPG fan, just don't walk into this expecting a full-blown RPG. Walk into it expecting an RPG, but mostly a mobile pay-to-win game. So, yeah, I'm going to keep this... I'm going to go... Like, sub, I don't know, comment. I want to know, have you played the demo? Will you be playing the demo? Are there some things I missed? Because I probably did miss quite a couple things because I did not do this review very right, but I'll try to work in the future to make these reviews proper and to actually really, make them better, because this one was scuffed. I want to know how y'all feel about the demo, and y'all good.